episode of the Caffeinated Craft Mamas podcast. My podcast all about my knitting, crocheting, and bookish life in Southwest Missouri, where I live with my partner Richard, our 3 kids, and our dog. How are you all doing? Today is Wednesday, February 16th. It has been forever. I've decided that's probably just going to be the theme for the next couple of months. I'm just going to record when I can and be grateful that I got to record. Life has just been insane between my kids being out of school for a week and a half because so many teachers had COVID. They didn't have enough teachers to teach. And then we had a snowstorm, 6 to 7 inches of snow that canceled school for 3 days. And then last week we had a family emergency that I needed to be a part of taking care of. So I am now back. We'll see for how long. Usually this is a bi-weekly podcast all about my life, and recently it's been monthly, but that's okay. We're here. I have crafty things to talk about, so we're going to go ahead and get started with my admin stuff. Then we will talk about my finished object that I'll have to throw a picture in because I don't know where I put them. I have several projects to talk about, including 2 crochet projects. Go me. We'll do what am I wearing, and then we'll talk about stash editions. And I have a book to talk about. So if you would like to follow me on social media, please feel free to do so. I'm really only active over on Instagram. You can find me on there as caffeinated_craft_mama. I noticed the other day I hit 650 followers, so I thought that was pretty cool, kind of a big milestone. I thought that was neat. So hopefully pretty soon I can hit 100 on here. So if you are a new viewer or you viewed for a while and you like what you see, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe or the like button just to let me know that you are enjoying what I'm putting out. Okay, so we're actually going to start with what am I wearing. This is my Chasing Blizzards shawl. I got this pattern off of Ravelry. It was a free pattern. And last year, actually around this time, this is about a year old, when the heavy snow and stuff was happening down in Texas, and here we got like 12 inches of snow, which is unheard of for Southwest Missouri, I decided to go ahead and start knitting this. The black is just some plain black that I had, and then the green is Pin Up Zombie by Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So here is my Chasing Blizzard shawl. It is supposed to have some mesh sections, but I have a vast hatred of mesh knitting. I'm not quite sure why. I just don't like it. I don't like how it feels. I don't like doing it. So I reworked the pattern a little bit and just repeated the main sections without the mesh sections, if I could talk. So that is what I am wearing. My one and only finished object is my Christmas socks. Yay! Here it is, the middle of February, and I finally finished my Christmas socks for last year. If you have been watching this podcast for a while, you will know that I knit 4 pairs of socks out of this it's Hoodie Christmas sock yarn. I got it last April in one of their spring fling sales, and I got it for super cheap. So I ordered it and I knit 4 pairs of socks with it, and I love how they look. I love how they turned out. I'm really happy everybody enjoyed them. I don't ever want to see that yarn again. I'm so glad to be done with these socks. I am planning on this next year knitting 2 pairs of socks out of one yarn and 2 pairs of socks out of the other yarn. One of them I'll talk about in stash editions, because I got so burnt out knitting with this yarn. So I'm ready to maybe work that out a little bit. And I'd like to knit like a pair in April, a pair in May, a pair in June, and a pair in July, and just have them done and have them in my Christmas box ready to go. Though I said all that last year and it didn't happen. So we'll see. I apologize in advance. I woke up with a cough this morning. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like 65 degrees outside right now, and by this time tomorrow we're supposed to be getting sleet and rain and nasty gross stuff. So I have a feeling it's just weather related. Okay, let's get started with works in progress. The first work in progress I have is in my Lila Styles Harry Potter bag. I absolutely love this bag. And it's a new pair of socks. Shocker. If I can get the bag. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is Bad Wolf Girl Studios in the colorway Nebula, based on the Guardians of the Galaxy character Nebula. I am all the way up and about to start the gusset increases. So there is the sock. I am thoroughly enjoying this. This was her January color of the month yarn club last year. She's obviously not doing those right now because she just had her little baby. But so this was from last year. I just decided to wind it up and go ahead and get started. I am planning on making these a pair of long socks because I'm starting to notice that I like my long socks when it's really cold, and then I switch to my short socks for spring and fall is when I wear my short socks. So I need a couple more pairs of longer socks because the Halloween socks that I knit a couple of months ago are basically falling apart already. I'm a little sad. So that's those. Let's see. I guess we can talk about this next. This is a hat in a Me Made project bag, my candy corn bag. And yes, I'm aware it's not fall, and no, I don't care. I am knitting a sock head hat. Olivia, my stepdaughter, had requested a hat to be knit for her, and she picked out this yarn. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's one of their Yarn Bee authentic hand dyed. She picked this out a while ago. And it's 100% superwash wool, which I'm a little nervous giving a teenager 100% wool. It's called Techno Tribe is the color. So it's just like a neon rainbow with black, which she's very into right now. So she wanted about 2 inches of rib, and I've just started on the straight stockinette for a while. So that's what it looks like. She really liked it when she was here this weekend. She saw it and was really excited about it, so we'll see how it goes. I'm making her the small adult size instead of the teenage size because it said that it was for 8 to 12-year-olds, and she's 12 already. So I didn't want to knit her a hat and then it only fit for a year. She does want it to be extra slouchy. My hope is that I can get 2 hats out of this. I'd like to have a backup one to stay here and one she can take to her mom's house. I typically try to do that for her. So that is Libby's sock head hat. Okay, and I'm flying through this like I usually do. I don't have notes today. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and I knew if I didn't get recorded today, it would probably be next week. So we're gonna do it. Okay, let's see. I guess we can talk about my unplugged cardigan. I'll pop a photo in here of what the finished piece will look like. But this is the Unplugged Cardigan by Hooked Mountain Handmade Jovi. I have test knit several sweaters for her. I did not test knit this one, but it was one that I received. When you test knit for her, if you complete your test knit and in the time allotted and you get her your notes and you post your pictures, she gives you one of her patterns for free. And so this was what I got for test knitting for her. And I am using this Pound of Love, Lion Brand Pound of Love, in the colorway Sumac. Now, I know I said that I was not allowed to have any more gray sweaters until I knit 3 that were not gray. My mom purchased this yarn for me before she made that rule, so I got away with it. So I am about 3 rows away from doing the pockets. This sweater has a inset pocket. I've never done one of these before. So I'm going to be doing a different kind of cable cast on and doing inset pockets for the first time, so I'm really excited about it. I'm enjoying the fabric that this is making right now. It's really soft. I am noticing as this is in the bag, in the ball, that it is fuzzing up a lot, so I'm gonna have to be mindful of that. I'm kind of hoping this will replace my pajama cardigan until I can knit a new one of those, because I wear that cardigan just about every day and it is literally falling apart. It's like 1.5 years old, but when you wear it daily, I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear. I would like to knit another one of those, but I haven't found the right yarn for it yet. So we will see. So this is the Unplugged Cardigan by Jovi over at Hook Mountain Handmade. Okay, there's that. Alrighty. This is my last knitting project. It's living in my By the Bay Yarn Co. bag with all my pins on it. This is my test knit. This is the Clearly Hoodie. And I am at the point where the body is, I'm ready to put the body on hold. So this is supposed to be a crop top hoodie. I prefer longer hoodies, and when I applied for the test knit, I asked Elizabeth if I could make it longer. She said that was fine. So I'll show you what I've got. It's already 2 repeats longer than I was supposed to go. And I'm getting a little nervous because this is, let me see, 3 and maybe 3 1/3 balls of yarn. Granted, the ball that I started with was the ball that I did my swatches out of, and I think I had to do 2 swatches, so I lost, you know, a few yards there. But I'm getting nervous that I'm going to run out of yarn. I ordered more than she suggested by about, I think 1 skein, maybe 2 extra, so like 200 extra yards. But that's not getting me quite as far as I thought it was going to. So the plan is I'm going to put this on hold. I'm going to cast on the sleeves and knit the sleeves and see how much I have when I get to there. And then I will hop back onto the body and see if I need to, if I have enough to go any farther. Because I need enough for the yoke and I need enough for the hood. And I'm just nervous that I'm gonna run out. And I cannot get any more of this yarn. I ordered it on Webs. And when I realized that I was a little short, I hopped back on Webs to see if I could order 1 more skein, and they no longer carry this. It is Cloudborne Fibers Superwash Merino Sport Twist in Ocean. And I know it's going to grow some because it is a 100% superwash merino yarn, but this is a little bit of my inexperience with wool. I'm not quite sure how much it's going to grow, and I don't want to stretch this out too much in blocking to make it look weird. So that's the plan. I'm going to wind this one up and 1 more. The cast on is something that I have actually only done for this sweater. I've never done it before. So I'm going to sit down, cast on 1 sleeve, get it past the cuff, put it on hold, cast on the other sleeve, get it past the cuff, and then I should just be able to knit the sleeves pretty quickly. The diamond pattern that you have is very intuitive and very easy to just knit while listening to an audiobook or watching a podcast that I maybe don't have to have my eyes on all the time. It's just a lot of counting. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to having it done. And I'm loving the color. See, Mom? It's not gray. But I really am enjoying the color. So, all right. That is my last knitting project. Who am I? Only 4. Okay. I have 2 crochet projects to talk about. I'll talk about this one first. So I have a acquaintance who is going to have a baby, and I'm actually possibly going to be babysitting that baby some coming up. And so, you know, like you do when you find out someone in your life is having a baby, you start a blanket. And their colors are kind of these desert, I mean, that's how she described it to me, was desert colors. I'll show you guys the 3 I got. So these are big twists. I know the purple is violet. This one is avocado, the green. And then the red is, look at me, the pink is rose. And these are all big twist soft. They are 320 yards for 170 grams. Worsted weight yarn. And I had started a granny striped blanket with these, and I just was not loving it. I started it, ripped it out, started it, ripped it out. I just wasn't loving it, but I really wanted to do the a granny something. I don't know why, but I was in the mood for a granny something. So I just decided I'm going to do granny squares. So there's one of the squares that I'm going to do. I'll do 10 of each color. I've weighed this. I have enough to do 10 of each color. I did all the math. And then I will connect them all in white. And I mapped out, might be hard to see, but I kind of mapped out how they're gonna go so that they'll, sorry, I'm shaking a little bit. I had too much coffee. So that they'll all go on the diagonal. I think it's gonna look really neat. She's due March 4th, so I would like to get this done pretty quickly so that I can give it to her. So one of these squares takes me about 30 minutes start to finish. So I've got some audiobooks, one I'm going to talk about really soon after we talk about this next crochet project, but it's the new Sarah J. Maas book. I got it on Audible. I have not started it yet, so no spoilers, please, 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 but I'm really excited to listen to it. Team Hunt for life, FYI. Okay, last crochet project is my brother-in-law's blanket. Now, he knows about this. His birthday is at the end of this month, and I'm horrible at keeping secrets. Let's just start there. I am a horrible, horrible secret keeper, and I was talking to him, and I just kind of blurted it out and was like, look what you're getting for your birthday, but it won't be anywhere near done, because it won't be. I have had the hardest time working on this project, and I'm not sure why. Well, I kind of know why, but basically, I've got the S, which we had mostly done last time, and I've got the L and the A. I'll pop a picture in of what the blanket will look like when it's totally done. And this is why I have a hard time working on this project. You see this? Look at this hot mess. Even with my little bobbins, look at this hot mess. So every time I start a new row, I have to sit here and untangle all these. And I'm sure I'm just being a whiny baby, but I get frustrated having to sit here and untangle these all the time. So I think that's why I don't want to work on it. I'm almost through the first page, of directions, of 4, the first page of 4. And I went ahead and printed the directions out. And I have highlighted every other row, so I know kind of, I don't want to show the pattern, but like I've highlighted every other row so I can keep track of them. So I would like to get a significant chunk of this blanket done. I just need to sit down and do it. Richard and I decided to restart The Mandalorian. Basically, we don't have any kid-friendly shows that we can watch that aren't cartoons. And we finished Hawkeye. I enjoyed that. Though I kind of feel like the last episode was a little rushed. I would have been fine if they would have just kept going. But we finished Hawkeye, and Richard wasn't a fan of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we've not watched WandaVision, which I will go back and watch both of those myself. So we decided to go ahead and restart and rewatch The Mandalorian so that we can watch the Book of Boba Fett as well. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, like huge. I've got a tattoo planned out that I really want to get, of like a watercolor Millennium Falcon. I love it. I can't wait. I'm really excited. But until then, I've been rewatching all the Star Wars movies. I think we've talked about this before. I am a chronic rewatcher. So I will rewatch shows over and over again. I will rewatch movies over and over again. So anyway, all that to say, wow, that was a little bit of a tangent. All of that to say that I will probably work on that when we're rewatching The Mandalorian, because I remember enough of it to not have to have my eyes on the screen the whole time. And this way we can watch some somewhat grown-up TV show that's not cartoons. Because one can only watch Blippi Box 1 through 10 so many times in a day before they want to scream. And William's favorite episode right now is Blippi Box. That's how he says it, Blippi Box. So I'm excited that he has the words to be able to say what he wants to watch. But after the 10th time of hearing Blippi Box, you just kind of want to roll your eyes. Okay. That is all of the knitting and crocheting projects that I have. I have a couple quick stash additions, and then we're going to talk about the new Sarah J. Maas book that is out. And then I will tell you guys a little bit about Life and Junk, and we'll be done. I ordered yarn, from Mint Rain Yarn back in January. She was having a sale, and I actually ordered this, or found this first. So this is Mint Rain. This is on her Tough Sock 50 grams. She does 50 grams, and I love that because I'm not sure that I would need a whole 100 grams of this to do something with. This is called Tigers. So you'll never guess who this is for. Shocker, my brother-in-law. These will be his Christmas socks. So I thought in the photo that it was gray that was with these, but it's actually showing up more of a navy. But I showed it to my sister and she really liked it, so that's fine with me. And then I ordered Gingerbread House self-striping yarn, and this is her on 75-25 Tough Sock. This is 100 grams, so I get 463 yards of this. So this is some of the Christmas yarn that I'm planning on knitting this year. I have this. I have Doctor's Ugly Christmas Sweater by Bad Wolf Girl Studios, and I have the Grinch by Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So I will probably do the Grinch for 2 people, this one for 2 people, and then I will knit myself a pair of the Doctor's Ugly Christmas Sweater yarn, and the other half of that is going to Melissa because she introduced me to Doctor Who, and if it wasn't for her I wouldn't have known what Doctor Who was. So she deserves the other half of that, and it'd just be cool that we have matching Christmas socks. Okay, the last thing I have is I ordered myself some stitch markers from Whimsy and Sassy. She's up in Canada, and she had the cutest teapot and teacup stitch markers. I have several of her stitch markers, and I love them. They are good quality. They hold up really well. I got like 6 sets of them, and I've only had one break, and it was one that I had used over and over and over and over again, and I think it just got caught on a bag and it broke. So I just love her little stitch markers. If you don't follow her on Instagram, I would highly recommend it. There's her business name, and I'll pop her Instagram handle in here so you can go check her out because I love her stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about the new book. Crescent City Book 2 came out, you guys, and I am so excited. I highly, highly recommend this book to anybody. Okay, let's talk about the first book. Crescent City, the first book. And I'm totally blanking right now. House of something. I'll pop it in here because I can't remember, which is really sad. Anyway, so this book, the first book, I absolutely loved. It is not your typical girl falls in love with a guy type of book. In fact, the premise of the book is through love, all is possible, but it's not through the love of the main character, Bryce, and a man. It's actually through her and her best friend and the friendship and love that they share. And I absolutely love the book. I will warn you, it is a commitment. It is a 27-hour long audiobook. I don't remember exactly how many pages it is because I've never actually read the book. Book, I've listened to it multiple times. It will make you cry. I bawled like a baby. And it's just I don't know, I just love it so much. And so I'm really excited to start the new one. I have not started it yet, and here is why. I know I'm gonna get sucked in hard to this book, so I've decided to not start it quite yet. Please don't post any spoilers, I don't want to know, but I haven't started it yet because I don't want to get totally sucked into it quite yet. I'm planning on starting it probably Monday and listening to it basically all day until I finish it. And then I'll probably just start it right over again. So I've got that one coming, and then next month I've got Jennifer L. Armentrout's new book, the 4th book of From Blood and Ash. And I have not listened to the 3rd book. We've talked about this before. I'm not a big fan of cliffhangers. She leaves the 3rd book on a major cliffhanger. I know that because it got spoiled for me, so I just never listened to the 3rd book. So my plan is 2 or 3 days before the 4th book comes out, I'm going to start the 3rd book, listen to it, and then listen to the 4th book. So she keeps posting spoilers, not spoilers, but like hints online, and I'm really excited for this book to come out. It's going to give me a lot to listen to while I'm running. I know most people look at me funny when I say that, but I actually do listen to audiobooks when I run, if I'm by myself. I don't typically listen to music when I run because I have to have a certain beats per minute if I'm listening to music, or my stride gets off and I either will go too slow or I go too fast. So it's just easier for me to listen to a book and get lost in a book than it is for me to listen to music when I run. Honestly, if I have a headphone in my ear or I'm in my car by myself, there's not music on. There's a book on. That's just how I am. I've always been that way. I remember getting audiobooks on CD when I was a teenager and putting them in my disc changer so I wouldn't have to get up and change the CD over, and crocheting in my room at 14 years old, listening to an audiobook all day. And I wouldn't come out unless I had to. That's just how I've always been. So I'm really looking forward to getting a ton of crafting done while listening to the new Sarah J. Maas book. And I'm really excited about it. I'm actually tempted to go buy the actual hard copy from Barnes & Noble. So Sarah does this deal where she puts in bonus material based on where you buy the book. So if you buy the book from Barnes & Noble, there's an extra scene with Hunt and Bryce. If you buy the book at Target, there's an extra scene with Therian and somebody. But I will probably go to Barnes & Noble because, like I said, Team Hunt all the way. I am pulling for those two to stay together. I love Hunt. I love his character. And I just love Bryce in general. I mean, she's a curvy girl that wears short dresses and is awesome. So what's not to love? Okay, life and stuff. I pretty much talked about a lot of it beforehand. Like I said, my kids were home for 8 school days because too many teachers were ill. There were too many sicknesses going on at the school, so they closed down the school for 8 days. Thankfully, they are back in school, but the following week after that happened, they went to school Monday, they went to school Tuesday, and then the school shut down Wednesday due to snow. They were out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then they went back the following Monday, and like I said, we had that family emergency, and I needed to, I just needed to be available if anybody needed me. So, finally, today, I was able to sit down and podcast. I feel like it went okay for no notes and no planning and just tossing my phone up on the tripod and hopping up here. So, I'll be honest with you guys. Like I said at the beginning, I am hoping that this will continue to be an every 2-week podcast, but we will see. I am taking on possibly babysitting a little one every now and then. So with her here, I don't know how much extra crafting time I will have. She's going to be like little bitty, like she's still baking right now. So, she'll be teeny tiny and I'll be able to get a few things done. But as she gets bigger, we may have to get creative with how we record or how I record and where I record and everything. But I do want to continue to do this. I just have to put everything else first, unfortunately. So I am going to say goodbye, and I will see you guys hopefully really, really soon. I'm really glad that I got to record today. I hope you all are doing well. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you're working on, how you're doing, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.